What's going on, guys? Auzio here and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we've got a brand new 89 in-form Luis Suarez to review today. A player that I actually haven't reviewed today, but a card that's been upgraded 6 hours before the actual in-form comes out. I don't know what's happened at EA, but I'll take it. We can do the early review if you know what I mean. Now, if we are comparing this 89 in-form to his latest 88 in-form, we are looking at a +1 to pace, a +2 to dribbling, +1 to defending, +1 to shooting, a +2 to passing, and a +1 to physicals as well. So not like a huge upgrade, and saying that his ones to watch card is only going for 119k, you can obviously expect the 89 in-form to go for way less. Now, we are looking at a player that is obviously 6 foot in that striker position, and 6 foot is alright. As long as you have good dribbling to your game, you shouldn't really feel like a 6 foot player. But looking at Luis Suarez's actual dribbling stats, yeah, it could be a little bit awkward, let's just say that. High medium work rates, the perfect striker work rates in FIFA 21 for my kind of playstyle, because I do love people running in behind, but I do like them to come short time to time, and that's what I feel like Luis Suarez is going to be able to do. Now, he has got 3-star skill moves, which is not obviously amazing for creating angles, but he has got a 4-star weak foot, which means obviously I can turn with it, shoot with it, and it should be pretty decent with this guy's shooting stats. Now, when it comes down to the chem style, I have gone for Hunter. One thing I will say is if you are looking to play this card not in a striker position and more in like a cam position, give him an engine, because I feel like he would benefit way more of him feeling actually good on the ball rather than him obviously having that pace to his game. While in that striker position, there's no doubt about it, you have to give him a Hunter chem style. So he's got 85 acceleration and 81 sprint speed, so not the fastest of guys, but hopefully he's more of a player that, you know, goes for that quick turn and just goes for that early shot, because if you're looking at his finishing stats, my god, they are good. 99 finishing with 96 shot power, 90 long shots, 99 volleys, 95 penalties with the 98 attacking positioning. And yes, he does have a shooting trait, but it's not the right one. If this card had the like finesse shot trait, oh my god, it would literally be game over with those kind of shooting stats. But the outside foot shot trait is not the end of the world, it's just, you know, it's not really insanely good this year. Now, passing ability is looking really good, to be fair. 88 vision, 84 crossing, 86 for kick accuracy, 87 short passing, 81 long passing with the 90 curve. His dribbling ability, being a 6 foot player, you kind of need to feel pretty decent on the ball, but that 79 agility has me a little bit worried. Now, he has got 81 balance, 95 reactions, 87 ball control, 87 dribbling with the 88 composure. His physicals look really good apart from the stamina. I feel like that 80 stamina could be a little bit of a struggle going into like the 80th minute, but he has got 87 strength, 89 aggression, 71 jumping with the 87 heading accuracy as well. Now, the links, you got beautiful links around this guy. You got Fatty, Felix, you got Kappa, you got Isco, you got so many good players, it is ridiculous. I've also got the likes of Lucas, Semedo, Virgil, and Rio Ferdinand in this team. I will be playing Suarez in a 4-4-2 in that striker position, but I do want to try him in a cam position just to see his movement, just to see his passing ability, so I will try him there in a 4-2-3-1 as well. But let's get into the games. Lucas, over to Suarez. Let's see how he feels on the ball. Okay, not the greatest, but it doesn't feel too bad. Little ball rolls. Can I go for a turn? A few step overs. Okay, so he feels quite average, I would say. Nothing insane, which is obviously expected, saying the agility is very low. Suarez. Can I go for a quick 1-2? Going to try to get him in behind. The only problem is, right, because he's not an extremely fast player, he is going to struggle to kind of go in behind the players. But if you perfectly time it, you can obviously get in behind like I did, and you can go for that cheeky finish towards a near post. Felix. Few step overs. Okay, he didn't do the step overs, but Suarez has made a good run. Look at the pace. Few step overs there. There you go. Get an acceleration going. I'm going to go for a hard angle. Oh my god, I thought it went in. Literally, I thought it went in. I thought it was going to hit post and in, and I was going to be like, wow, that is a very hard angle to get the goal. And the fact that he hit it post and in, it was absolutely incredible. But because he missed the target, it's a bit of a tough one. Even though it was still a very difficult angle, I was expecting at least a post hit, you know. Suarez, pass all the way down. That's a really nice pass. I'm going to pass back to him. Okay, or maybe not. Give it to him there, though. Few step overs. He really doesn't feel bad on the ball. Like, he doesn't feel amazing, obviously, but he doesn't feel bad. So you can actually, like, deal with it if you learn how to actually use it. Suarez. Little touches. Little Get around the corner, maybe. Oh, referee, sort him out. The problem I'm having with him right now is creating angles with him to obviously go for that finish. Because he's got an amazing shot, it's most likely going to go in. But the problem is, he's got 3-star skill moves. Hasn't got a lot of pace. Hasn't got a lot of dribbling to his game. So it's going to be extremely hard to create that angle. Through the middle. I need you to run up. Can he run up? He runs down. That movement in that striker position. So far, it's been pretty decent. But in that occasion, that is awful. Going to try call him short here. Going to go for that R1 turn. Not the greatest turn at all. Another thing that's going to be terrible on him is the R1 turns. And that's not a good look, because as soon as you can't really R1 turn, you can't really like kind of fake out your opponent too much, which is always going to get annoying. Lucas. Over to Kappa. Back to Lucas. To Felix. Little turn to Suarez. Going to go for that fake shot towards the near post. Going to go for that finish. I should have took one more touch. If I took that extra touch, he would have generated way more power. And the ball would have probably gone in. Fatty. Double way to Suarez. Quick turns. R1 dribbling. Few step overs through the middle. Go for that cross goal finish. And Allison is actually going to save it. I can't buy a goal right now. Like, what is happening? I'm shooting at, like, decent angles, I would say. It's just that needs to go in with Luis Suarez, surely. So I am starting to actually get used to Luis Suarez a little bit in that striker position. I've noticed you kind of have to use him as a guy that, you know, kind of sits in the box. You give him the ball inside the box and then you go for that quick turn and go for that quick finish. You really can't mess around with him too much, because if you do, you're probably going to end up losing the ball. Fatty to Suarez. See what I mean? You just have to do all of that inside the box. Do not do it outside the box, trust me, because if you do it outside the box, it's going to be way too readable. But because you do it inside your opponent's box, in most occasions, your opponent is obviously going to panic. They're not going to know which way you're going to go, because Luis Suarez does have that 4-star weak foot, so he can obviously shoot with both feet. And you're just going to go for the near post, do a cross goal finishes, and they're probably going to go in at like a very good angle. Fatty on the ball. Going to pass it to Felix. Going to pass that extra pass to Suarez. Going to go for that 4-star weak foot finish. And we are going to bury it straight into the corner. This is what I mean. As soon as you start to know how to actually use him, those goals are going to slowly start flying in. He's a player that you can't, you know, overdo it with him. Just keep it simple. Pass to him inside the box. Create an angle with just like a ball roll, a step over, anything like that. And go for that instant finish. So I am playing him in that cam position right now, and I want to see his movement. I want to know what he does. Is he like an aggressive cam? Is he a player that kind of comes short a little bit? I did see him do a little run there, which is not the greatest. Because he hasn't got really a lot of pace to his game, I would rather have him as like a player that kind of comes short a fair amount of times. But as you clearly can see, he is making those runs in behind still. So another problem you are actually going to have in that cam position is the fact that he's going to use that stamina very quickly. He's a player that obviously goes up and down with those high and medium work rates, and especially at the cam position, which is the position that uses the most stamina. Him only having 80, yeah, that's going to be an issue, because I saw last game in like the 80th minute in that striker position, it wasn't great. It was very low. He was getting tired very quickly, and just you can just imagine it, how bad it's going to be in a cam position. Luis Suarez, decent touch. Gonna pass it there. I want to see his movement. Is he a player that's gonna like kind of support me here? Kind of, but kind of not at the same time. He did actually come short. It's just he kind of stood behind the player, which is a bit annoying. Felix on the ball. Suarez is going to make that run. I'm going to go for the over top through ball. I am going to go for the volley, boys. I have no idea how he's not finishing these. Like, we've looked at his finishing stats, right? We've looked at his volleys. We've looked at everything to do with shooting. And the fact that he's not finishing, I would say these wide open opportunities is a bit disappointing, if anything. Kappa. Cutting to the inside. Luis Suarez is going to come short. Well played. Going to keep going. Keep going. I'm going to go for that finesse shot towards the near post. I should have just gone for a power shot. Is it me? Like, is it me? Is this my shooting? Like, what is happening? So it is time to review him. 2 games played, 3 goals scored of the 0 assists as well. Now, obviously going into this, I knew for a fact he wasn't going to be a meta player. 3-star skill moves. No pace. No dribbling. It's always going to be one of those players that's going to struggle to create angles. But then I started to learn his playstyle a little bit, and I started to use him to his full potential, which, trust me, that potential, yeah, is not that high with this card. But when I started to use him, I was like, okay, so he's a player that you have to give the ball inside the box, go for like a slight quick turn, or like a bull roll and then go for that instant finish. You cannot mess around with this guy. You cannot go for these step overs to like a bull roll to something else or something else. That's not going to happen. His dribbling is not that good, and his pace while doing the skill moves is very, very slow as well. So that is something you're going to struggle if you are going to pick up this card. But without a doubt, I don't really feel like he is worth 120k. I feel like it's a card that definitely does have potential to get obviously more informs. And if he does get more informs, we could be looking at a pretty decent card, because the pace is going to get upgraded. The dribbling is going to get upgraded, which pretty much means he's going to feel better on the ball. If you want to play this card in a cam position, I definitely do recommend putting the engine chem style. But a problem I had with him playing cam, it was the fact that he's a very aggressive cam when going forward. So you could play him cam, but you're pretty much going to have like a second striker either way. Now, him obviously being 6 foot, it was a big problem, because 6 foot with not the greatest dribbling stats, that's always going to be a problem. It's never going to be great when how it feels on the ball. High medium work rate. I was expecting Luis Suarez, I'm going to be honest, to come short way more often than he ran in behind, but that's not what he was doing. He was a player that consistently ran in behind, and with a player that only has that amount of pace, it's never going to be top tier. You have to literally perfectly time the through ball, and by the time that happens, you're probably going to lose the opportunity to go for that through ball. So for pace, I am going to give his pace, I would say, a 7.7 out of 10. Not great. Not great at all. Shooting ability, even though you would think, right, his shooting is absolutely insane. You're probably expecting like a player of the month Haaland when it came down to his shooting, but you saw it time after time after time. But I must say, I do take some blame for the shooting, because like I didn't, shoot him at like really good angles all the time. But there was stuff like the volley, like the 1v1 volley that he had. First time volley, 99 volleys this card has, 96 shot power this card has. That should be going in, but he goes straight at the keeper. So shooting for me is really like awkward, I would say. So for shooting, I'm going to give him an 8.4 out of 10. And you might think I'm crazy for giving someone an 8.4 out of 10 for those kind of shooting stats, but you would understand if you actually get this card in game. Now, passing ability. I love these short passes. It was really good to see. The long passing was quite inconsistent, but it's still a very good pass to his game. So for passing, I am going to give him, I would say, an 8.4 out of 10 as well. Dribbling ability. Terrible. Terrible. Well, actually, it's not like extremely the end of the world. It's one of those ones where if you start to get used to it a little bit and you know how to use this card, his dribbling is not, is not horrible. But it's still one of those ones where you can't really do much with him. And if you do too much with him, then you're probably going to lose the ball. So for dribbling, I am going to give him, I would say, a 7.5 out of 10. Physicals, love his strength, love his aggression, but the stamina was the biggest issue. So for physicals, I am going to give him, I would say, an 8.4 out of 10, just because that stamina is extremely low. If it was high, it could have been like an 8.8, because it's really good to see. But when it comes down to an overall rating out of 10, I am going to give this card, I'm going to give him a 7.8 out of 10. Really ain't that great. Once again, the card has potential, right? Once you see this card get a few more informs or like a special item, you're going to see the pace go up, you are going to see the dribbling go up, and hopefully EA slowly give him that little cheeky skill move upgrade. But for now, he's not really that usable. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, make sure to leave a comment, but for now, peace.